In Super Mario Odyssey, Lake Kingdom is this beautiful, peaceful kingdom in the earlier parts of the run. It used to be seen as some kind of break kingdom after the gauntlet that is Cap, Cascade, and Sand, but once you start climbing those leaderboards, you start looking to make tighter and tighter movements which can increase its difficulty quite drastically. Today, we're kicking off a two-part video on Lake Kingdom, and we're going to be diving right into how you can improve your Lake Kingdom and kick it up to the intermediate or advanced level. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the non-Lake Clip route, and in the next video, we'll be going over Lake Clip and how it works. To get things started, let's go over what a good time range for Lake Kingdom would be without Lake Clip. The absolute fastest possible currently would sit somewhere around the 249 to 251. This is just a theoretical time based off the current BTT sheet, and just knowing how much time roughly Lake Clip saves, Tyrone has shown off a 252 lake well over a year ago, so the likelihood for slight improvements is quite high. But for an intermediate player, anything below about a 256, 255 would be reasonable, and an advanced player would likely be looking closer to a 254, 253 gold. So, how do we go about achieving this 254 or 253 gold? Well, your time save begins before the kingdom is even visible to you. Let's dive in. Holding a top left angle on your analog stick, wait until you gain control of Mario and preemptively begin rolling in that direction. Avoiding the ramp is of course a must, as we don't want to bonk, but running into the Odyssey itself is fine, as long as it's right at the edge, as Mario will simply roll past it. Roll boosting once before coming into contact with the Odyssey, and then twice once you're past it. After the second roll boost, while still holding the crouch button, begin buffering a spin pound. Once you're over the edge, let go of the crouch button. If you let go before falling off, there's a large chance that Mario will ledge grab, completely killing all of your momentum. As soon as you land, spin pound to spawn the moon. Throw Cappy forward and hold him out. Then, jump up and grab the moon. After, you can either spin pound or simply roll forward. Rolling is a touch easier as it's less awkward inputs. Once you've vaulted off Cappy, vector to the left, cap dive forward, and dive again. If you don't have the right positioning, you can add in another cap dive here, but it does lose a fraction of a second. While you're landing on the platform, take a glance at the Goomba positioning and keep it in mind, because what you're about to do will make your visibility of them a little tougher. You're going to angle your camera upwards while rolling towards the zipper. This is done to stop the fish you capture a bit later from spawning, saving about 0.5 seconds. While avoiding the Goombas, you can usually fit in about 3 roll boosts, jump off the ledge, throw Cappy, and home in to capture the zipper. Unlock the wall, turn in midair, and dive once you're facing along the edge of the platform. This is your optimal angle, so you can sharply turn the corner for the moon. Once you do your dive, you can fit in another 3 roll boosts, then simply start running with your momentum and turn the corner as sharp as you comfortably can. Jump at the last second to grab the moon. You want to be as low as possible when grabbing the moon, so you have to fall less after grabbing it. Once collected, throw Cappy back out the corridor and dive as soon as you're low enough to clear the roof. After this, you have 2 options really. Spin pound and roll out at an angle, or simply curve around and roll out. Both options are perfectly fine. Once you've rolled over the edge, just as you're about to hit the water, go neutral on the analog stick so Mario begins sinking immediately. Then, after delaying for a brief second to ensure you've sunk enough, throw Cappy towards the fish and home in. You may notice that the fish is directly in front of the moon. That's due to the camera manip we did a bit earlier. Swim forward and collect the moon. Turn around and begin swimming at about a 5 o'clock angle. Turning the camera around will allow you to see Dory and correct your angle if you're slightly off. Head towards the point that you'll intersect with Dory's path, collect her moon, then start swimming down. While heading towards Dory, you can tilt your camera down to get a better view of the pillar, but it's not necessary. While swimming down towards it, swim as close to it as you can without bonking into it, and while swimming past it, shake to spawn the moon. Continue swimming down and towards the moon and collect it. While the animation is playing, tilt your camera up, then once you regain control, swim upwards and forwards for just a split second, then just swim straight upwards. Just as you're about to hit the top of the water, swim forward so you're skimming along the surface of the water, and while you still have the speed boost from the fish, hold B to hop out of the water. At the peak of the fish's jump, uncapture the fish and dive onto the platform. Roll boost into the flower, then cap throw and dive onto the platform as early as possible. Continue roll boosting into the Rango fight. Once you're in the fight, jump and dive, double jump, and then dive directly onto Rango's head. A lot of this fight is pretty self-explanatory, so I won't go hyper in depth, but I'll point out a couple of things. When you're about to backflip, the coins that Rango spawns act as a good visual cue for where to stand. After you've ground pounded and you're about to hit his head, staying on the right side of his body will allow you to hit him easier and ever so slightly faster, as his hitbox is a little less jank for some reason. If you're trying to do the spit throw strat right at the end, staying on the right side also makes this a ton easier. After you you've defeated Rango and the multi-moon is spawning, one of the easiest ways to grab these multi-moons that spawn too high to roll cancel into is to buffer a cap throw during the cutscene and simply dive into it once you regain control of Mario. Then, once you're sent back to the Odyssey, simply jump and throw Cappy towards the globe and home in. And that's all there is to it. That's everything that goes into making Lake Kingdom as fast as possible, until you're brave enough to add Lake Clip into the mix, but that's next video's problem. I'll try to link you guys to Tyrion's Lake video in the description, so you can take a look at a really fast, uncut version of this kingdom. He does a few things a tiny bit differently, so if you spot them, just know that they're only minor time differences, so things can still be improved. If you guys like the idea behind this video and you'd like to see more for other kingdoms, let me know. I'm kind of toying with the idea, but I'm not 100% certain yet, so if you guys want to see more, telling me that you want to see more will definitely push me to maybe make more. Did you guys know that about 90% of the people watching these videos aren't subscribed? If you want to catch the next video in this two-part series, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out. I'll see you then. Thank you so much for watching.